Stop it. He's literally just sending me pictures of Dylan Scott. This is horrible.
So creepy.
Why would you do this to somebody?
At least he has it as your background.
It's like that. It's like that Swim Fan movie.
I've done nothing but love you. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the 4Stack podcast, the show that brings you hilarious and highly opinionated perspectives on the game of Overwatch and so much more. We have some fantastic topics for you this evening. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Chris.
Tim is very excited for tonight's conversation.
Are you sure we're recording this time?
I am absolutely sure.
Are we recording?
Yes, I don't know why you guys would think that we weren't recording. I mean, obviously, if we're here doing the show, we're recording, you know. Like, I would never be, that stupid to let us record, like, half a whole show if we weren't actually recording. Okay. Yeah, I messed up a little bit. We started doing the show, and for some reason it wasn't recording on my end, and I feel stupid, but that's okay. So we have a great conversation for you tonight. It's Halloween. It's that spooky time of year, and following that theme a little bit, we're going to discuss what we think are the most panic-inducing ultimate abilities.
Yes. Jacob, go.
I feel like I've been here before.
Yes.
I said I would say Diva because when you're like I'd say like it's we talked it out before, but like I would say like to like water what I'm saying down more. It's just like when you're in when you're like at the point in like an open area where there's not very many places to hide, and then suddenly you hear nerf this, and you're like ah, and then like. Unless you're like Reaper or some character that has like a defensive measure to protect against that, like it can be pretty devastating, and it happens really fast. Like you don't have time to always like hide from it or duck around a corner or stuff. So if you're on a map like Volskaya Ender series where you can just like duck around a corner, stuff like that, then you're screwed. Terrifying.
Yeah. And as weird as it is a terrifying ultimate ability, but when she does it against the team that I'm playing on and she gets like a quadruple or quintuple, I'm still happy for her. Like if she does, especially if she like launches the mech from way across the map and just drops it on us perfectly, I'm just like, okay, that's dope. Credit where credit is due.
I don't like it, but you can call me a sore loser.
Hanzo, you didn't.
Hanzo, you didn't.
That's a good one. That's going to pop back up again. That's my prediction.
I think that I don't even remember who I said last time.
You said McCree, didn't you?
No,
I think that was Andy.
No, yeah. Andy talked about McCree.
Spoiler alert.
Andy spit at him about McCree one time. Or not? Okay. All right. No. God, see, this is what happens when we're forced to revisit things. We can't recapture that lightning in a bottle.
It's true. It's true.
Andy, can you hear us? Did you not hear Tim telling you to go ahead and talk?
No, I did not.
Okay.
What?
Well,
It cut out on my side.
It cut out on ours.
Silence, and then it was all back, and I was like, what's going on?
Andy, I think you need to really consider being a part of this group.
Okay.
It worked great the first time.
Okay.
Talk to us about McCree, Andy.
Okay, so basically, as Mercy, McCree is like my biggest fear because of the fact that with, okay, now I'm blanking out again, just like the first time. With Diva's ult, I can usually fly away to hide or fly into someone's shield or fly away. But with McCree, there's no flying away for me. And I'm not that aware on the map of where people are sometimes. And so he always kills me. and it's like
Plus,
it's just waiting for it.
Plus, speaking as somebody who mains McCree a lot, I think as McCree we tend to target squishies. For those of you who don't know what that means, that's characters with low health and
Fat
shielding
people?
or armor, because they're
I love it when I see Tim like react to something and then immediately go over here because he's typing something.
all right. So anyway, but we try to target squishies with McCree because McCree can get his ult totally shut down by a tank that has health like Roadhog or armor or shielding. So you want to try to find the people that can't protect themselves and that have lower health because it makes his circles actually close quicker. Whereas it takes a long time on a tank to close that circle. So I don't even go for tanks. I wait until the characters with lower health are kind of in a group and I try to get them. So that's probably a reason that Andy gets hit more with McCree's ultimate than D.Va's.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, the Reaper die is more startling when my kids are in the room and can hear it in my headset. Dad, why is that man yelling die at people?
What's this game, Daddy?
I was gonna say I would have to kind of like take from that. I think Reapers is pretty terrifying as well because like you can't do much against it, and he always plans it. Oh, yeah. Where you are right there, so you can't run.
Yeah. Like 8 times out of 10, he's coming straight out of the ceiling.
And it's glorious. Yeah.
And it is the best feeling in the world when you're doing it.
Or like in Temple of Anubis, when you get to the second objective and you're about to do a push down that corridor, and he goes up to the top and just drops down and just yells at everyone.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that definitely puts Reapers up at the top of the list because it's so startling. It's I would say from hearing.
I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he has like a skull for a face, you know.
No, I'm saying
that's a mask.
From hearing his voice line to the time when major damage is getting dealt and you're dying, maybe the shortest out of all the ults. Because you pretty much hear it as it's happening, just instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hanzo's is a little scarier on some of the more claustrophobic maps, but
I hate that his ult goes through walls. So you might be in like you might
juke people hard with that. Like especially when you can see the payload from across the map and you just go, I'm gonna shoot this through 9 walls.
Well, it sucks when you're like in a building, like going down some stairs, and you're like, I'm not near anybody, and then suddenly this red dragon comes through, and you just die. Like, well, okay, I had plans.
I gotta say, my favorite thing to do as a crusty Hanzo main is if we make a successful push and like someone wipes out pretty much the whole other team with an ult, and they're gonna try to make it back to the point before we capture it. And I know where the exit to the spawn room is, and I just fire my dragon through the wall right there and stop them from coming out while we finish capturing the point and win. It's the most trolly feeling in the world, and I love it so much.
Oh, man. That's so funny. And then, Joe, you had brought up Zarya.
Yes, absolutely. That's kind of mine because I feel like it's always a stepping stone to just absolute destruction. You know, like 6 to 7 times out of 10 that I see somebody get like a quintuple kill, it's because somebody set it up with a Zarya Graviton Surge, and then like a Genji or a Hanzo or a Reaper or a Tracer jumped in and capitalized on it, and everyone just goes boom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I always just feel overwhelming panic when I get sucked into a Zarya Graviton Surge. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. And did we talk about Pharah yet?
Yeah,
or is that on the one we didn't record?
Hey.
I would like to soundly blame our recording crew for their slipping up.
Now
say we cut that out of their paycheck.
Yeah, their paycheck of $0. So I think, what do you guys think about Sombra's ult? Because like, I mean, I get it to a certain extent, but at the same time, you're basically committing suicide. Because like the only way to make it work is you basically just kind of, you go invisible, sneak into the middle, nuke yourself, and then.
I have a thought on this. Because Sombra's ult is another one of those that works great for. And we were talking about this before, the fact that Pharah's ult can be really weak if there's like a Reinhardt or a Zarya or a Orisa or Winston, someone to block it. But if Sombra jumps in, does her ultimate and hacks everybody, they can't use any of their defenses, and so that actually works with Pharah really well. Here's the thing I'm thinking though: what if they need to add basically a aspect to Sombra's ult when she uses it? It also does like Junkrat's concussion mine and catapults her up in any direction she wants to go. So she does it and is just like boom, and gets to fly away any direction she wants to.
Yep,
I like that because I stopped playing as Sombra because I was just like,
Yeah, because you're right. It does feel like you basically are just committing suicide for the good of the team.
Yeah, basically.
I want to elaborate just a little bit since it wasn't recorded on the Pharah dilemma. What we had talked about before was that like Pharah, I kind of feel like she's in a way like turning into like the runt of Overwatch because nothing's really happened to her to buff her, make her more powerful, make her more of a, I don't know, a statement player. Which I mean, I guess there has to be like some players like that, but I feel like over the last few months, like a lot of characters have been buffed or even nerfed a little bit or just altered a little bit. And I don't think Pharah's been touched at all. But we were saying like with her ult, there's like, it's a great idea. And I think that if it was more powerful, did more damage, it'd be a devastating ult. I don't think it would really unbalance things that much if it was more powerful. Because like for it to be effective, you have to get so close to people, which when you do that, puts you in a very vulnerable position because you can't fly around. You can only like pivot in the sky, which any character like a Hanzo or a Widowmaker with a one-shot like kill ability can just pick you off from behind or below. So really, like it kind of makes her a pointless character in a way like
Very
that.
true.
And I think they need to. I think that would be a very good thing to tweak.
And I think that Junkrat's buffs lately have been partly to blame for why we haven't been seeing Pharah as much, because they both are explosive area of effect damage, and Junkrat is so powerful right now, it doesn't really make much sense to pick Pharah, especially if the other team is going to counter with a soldier and something like that, because Junkrat doesn't really have a counter right now, and Pharah does. So yeah, all those things combine together to unfortunately make things not so great for our girl Pharah.
Yeah.
So that's it for our conversation on most panic-inducing ultimates. If you have a different opinion or you want to share your most panic-inducing ultimate moments with us, join in on the conversation on our social media, on our Facebook page, or in the comment threads. For now, though, we are going to move on to our Overwatch likes and dislikes. So everybody, what'd you like about Overwatch this week?
Today I played around with Reinhardt, and this would be a like. I don't know. He's always been like, if I had to pick a tank to play as, like I would pick Reinhardt. I like that he's mobile. He's a melee, mostly like base character, so he's easy to handle. But I was playing with him tonight, and for some reason, like I think like instinctively, like the stars aligned with me of just how I should use him. Like I hung around the point. I used his shield a lot, and yeah, I got some really good kills. And like Tim was playing Hanzo, we were playing together, and like I don't know, I was just like, I was like, yeah, like Tim had range, and like he, I was thinking at the end when we were playing on Route 66, we were like, I mean, we won, and it was awesome. But like at the end, like Tim was behind me up at a level. He ulted, and like I ulted. It was great. Like we had like, I don't know. But anyway, Reinhardt, like playing him, it was fun. I don't play him very much, but I think I might start playing with him a little bit more often, just because like, Pharah was my girl for a long time, but she's getting really hard to play with. because like we were just talking about, like a lot of other characters run balanced her. Reaper is still my safety, but I like playing Reinhardt, and plus like there's always a good need for a Reinhardt, you know, a character like that.
And that, what is that shield? That's like 2,000 strength or something.
Yeah, it's stupid
insane.
strong.
Stupid
strong.
Question for the average Overwatch player: can Reinhardt's health regenerate on his own?
No, not his health. His shield will, but not his health.
Okay, that's weird. Cause
someone must have been healing you.
This also could have been it. If this hasn't changed, if you are sticking on the payload, which you tend to do as Reinhardt, being in close proximity to the payload will actually heal you slowly.
That was it, because I was sitting on top of the payload, and I noticed my health was just like skyrocketing. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I think that's just one of those little, like, not highly publicized things that Blizzard put into the game to keep the focus on the objective and reward people that play the objective and play as a team is, hey, if you stick on this payload that everyone always wants you to get on, you'll actually get free heals.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So, and then I would say my is I'm going to go with Hanzo again, just because, you know, I've been playing Overwatch the least out of everyone here. And, crusty Hanzo, man. And,
my brother.
And, no, but it's just interesting to kind of, I guess, start to understand like the pros and cons, because when you look at him, you go, oh, he has only 200 health. You go, yeah, but he can climb buildings, get away from things. I think, yeah, it's awesome. I like finally kind of branching out and exploring other characters. So
faux show. Andy, what about you?
My would be playing as Zenyatta. I do enjoy playing as him every so often because of the fact that he's like the DPS healer. Mercy's gotten better at that with her new alt, but I love just when he charge up that pulse or whatever that is, just a well-timed and well-aimed can really wreck someone's day.
Oh yeah, just walk around a corner right into a perfectly charged Zenyatta shot. Done. Mine is actually closely related to Andy's, but it's a little more specific. Mine is Zenyatta's Orb of Discord. It is very effective. That's the orb that he puts on enemy players to increase the amount of damage that they take. I think it's by 30 or 40%. And it used to be even higher. It used to be 50%, I think. It used to increase damage taken by 50%, and it just made him a little stupidly overpowered. But I still love that thing. And I think I started to love it when the triple tank meta was a big thing, and you knew you were always going to be playing against at least 3 tanks, because sometimes those fights on the payload would just feel fruitless and like you're not getting anywhere. And then a Zenyatta hops into the match, throws his orb on people, and all of a sudden you see the tanks starting to take damage and not be able to just sit there and fight you off all day. And so to this day, when I see Zenyatta's Orb of Discord go on somebody and I see them actually start to take damage, it's very satisfying, and I will always have big love for Zenyatta's Orb of Discord, so that's mine.
Always have big love.
Big love. So what's everyone's Overwatch dislikes this week?
Widowmaker. I don't like her.
Yeah.
She does headshots and she has blue skin. Just kidding on the second part. No. I just you'll be at full health, come around a corner and you're dead. And then she's like all the way across the map and you can't get to her and she disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a woman who comes screaming into your life and shoots you in the head and then leaves you for dead.
I mean,
and she
I play video games to get away from real life, not relive it.
Just for argument's sake, most people I shot in the head, I'd probably leave for dead too. No arguing with me. Nah.
No. Yeah. And then Andy's like resurrected, and I'm dead again. The Widowmaker's still there.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
I go to sleep. I wake up. She's still there.
Trying to get to work. Someone cuts me off. Who's in front of me? It's Widowmaker. I'm sorry, sir. We just ran out of cheese Danishes. Guess who got the last one?
Yeah, but
I go to a fancy restaurant, I order a steak, it's undercooked, I take it to the manager. Guess who's the manager? It's Widowmaker.
Are we talking about Widowmaker or someone else?
just remember,
Tim.
just remember, the Lord gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Oh, and scene. Okay.
So, Tim's dislike is Widowmaker. What else? What other dislikes do we have out there?
Well, I'll go. My dislike is Symmetra when I'm playing, well, as either of the healers, just because of the fact that when she has that stupid tractor beam weapon, whatever that thing is going, and she just wipes you out. Or when you are walking in a corridor trying to get to the payload, and then she just car washes you.
Yep. Always.
It's like, you've got to be kidding me.
A woman sucking the soul out of your body? Go on.
Oh my word. So Andy's is Zenyatta, or sorry, Symmetra. Jacob, did you do your dislike yet?
AKA the coffee lady.
So what's your Overwatch dislike this week?
Shoot.
I'll go while you're thinking. I got mine. So mine, it popped into my head today, and I realized it's actually been making me really mad lately. And that's the fact that I feel like Blizzard changed something so that you can't make baskets anymore with the basketball. When the ship is a spawn room, when you're in the ship and you hit the basketball, like, because I knew the way to do it, and I used to be able to get it 10 out of every 10 times I did it. And it feels like a month and a half, 2 months ago or so, they actually changed something because that exact formula stopped working, and I can't make baskets anymore.
Okay, now hold on, because about 2 months ago, every time I would, I just melee it, like with Reaper or Pharah. Yes, I do try to play other characters. Okay, I realize I talk about them a lot. But whenever I do it, it wouldn't go 3 feet. Like, it would just now it's working again, but
it's,
wow, Tim.
I feel like it's...
There's one I want to say that I won't because Joel just have to blur it out.
I might have to blur that one out.
But,
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I thought of mine. Just anyway, I don't think about I don't realize it all the time, even when we're playing against her. But it happened today when Tim and I were playing together, and just kind of made me think, Sombra. I don't like Sombra because she's so annoying when she goes invisible, and she's so hard to kill. She seems oddly hard to kill, and then when she does her hack thing on you, actually that happened today. She double teamed me with another teammate. She hacked me when I was playing Reinhardt, so I couldn't use my shield. I couldn't use anything. Mm-hmm. And then somebody, I can't remember who, I think it was a tank because I think it might have been Orisa, came up from behind me and just lit me up. And I tried to turn around to use my shield and I couldn't, and it was just over instantly. But I know that's not the first time that's happened, but also it's just when you're trying to get health back. When your boy goes into the room bleeding out, and there's a health pack, a full one, a big old square, and you go into it and you're just like, I need you, and it's hacked, and you just walk through it and nothing happens. You're like, is this all a dream? Am I in a dream? And then you turn around and there she is, glitching out, and she's just shoots you and you're dead. I hate that. Or just in general, you're trying to get a health pack and you're being followed by a bunch of fools and then they kill you.
That's a pretty awesome retelling of that exact scenario. Is this not a dream?
There was part of that story sounded like whenever my son starts going on, he's like, "I thought it was Superman and Spider-Man came, and he was like, phew, 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 and then I was saying I gotta go potty, and then I came back and I got some mac and cheese, and I was like, ta 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 ta," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I miss your son.
Yep.
So cute. Memories like the time that he hit a shank in the dirt and then tried to kill me. Oh
Oh
man,
my
good
gosh.
times, good times.
Or the time that I think he was sitting on my lap, and then out of nowhere he just headbutts me. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big old noggin. It's like half his body weight. I mean, I am his dad, so
You gotta watch out for that thing. All
he's
right,
got like a 3-inch skull. Like,
so that's it for
thickness.
our Overwatch likes and dislikes. What about other likes? What else do you like this week? I will kick off this segment. This week, my like is the relatively new flavor of Doritos, Poppin' Jalapeno.
So good.
They have
So good.
They have shot to the top of my list and done what I did not think any other Dorito could do, and that is replace spicy sweet chili as my favorite flavor of Doritos. They are that good. I love them. You gotta, Tim.
Yeah,
I'm guessing from your reactions that you haven't tried them yet. You have to. They're so good. Oh my word, they're so good.
have you had the Tapatio Doritos? Because those are pretty good too.
You know, I don't know that I have, but
Yeah, you have way too many white people and not enough Mexicans in your neck of the woods to get the Tapatio
Oh,
Doritos.
no, you'd be surprised.
I don't
Tim.
think that's actually true. We have a huge Hispanic community here.
We have like.
Where are
we
you
have, like-
hiding them?
We have like 20 Mexican restaurants.
Oh, that
Like,
doesn't
holy
work.
cats.
Okay.
10 of them are Taco Bells. Just kidding.
All right. So yeah,
Okay,
that's my.
hold on, Joe. Okay, before you finish, I just have to say one thing. I still remember cheeseburger Doritos.
Yes.
And those are forever at the top for me. I'm never gonna let anything replace those.
Yep, always and forever the GOAT.
So good.
I still remember when we all went to Cinzetti's buffet and we all ate ourselves until we couldn't see, and then one of your female students went, "Can we stop and get some hamburger ketchup chips or whatever the crap it was?" She had eaten more than anyone, and she wasn't even a big girl, and she was still. I was, what? Where do you shove that? Like a hamster? I don't know.
That was a good night,
She
Cinzetti's.
takes food and she puts it inside of her hamster.
Fair enough.
Okay, so that's my like. What is everyone else liking this week? Jacob.
Well,
Andy.
Yeah,
Jacob.
go for it, Andy. I got to let my anticipation build up.
Jacob. Andy.
okay. Well, mine's food related as well. But the other day, I got the steak nachos from Taco John's, and oh my goodness, are they good! I was very impressed. Normally, I'm like meh with Taco John's, but with it only being like half a block from my office, it's like really convenient. And I was very impressed with their steak nachos. It made me really want to go to the Steel Grill and get some really good steak nachos.
All right, my like is definitely gonna have to be Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Big surprise.
They posted a new gameplay trailer for it, I think like today or yesterday, and I watched it, and it's just like, you know, even if the movies start to fail me, which I read a very disconcerting like rumor about Star Wars Episode 9, but anyway, but Battlefront 2 just looks like the Star Wars I've always wanted, and I think that's thanks, Tim. And I'm so excited for that. Like,
It's gonna be legit. I have a good feeling.
gonna pre-order it, gonna play it a lot. Yeah, looks legit.
Awesome. All right. Well, my thing that I like this week that tops all of your things is my best friend Alan and I went and saw John Christ perform last night at Comedy World.
Oh, yep.
Jealous.
I gotta give that up.
John Christ was hysterical. He's so funny. He's so good, like on every level.
I'm jealous. I am very
so
jealous.
good. He was so. He only did one, maybe two jokes that I had already heard.
Wow.
And yeah, for the most part, I hadn't heard. It was great, and he lived in Denver for a while, so he had some pretty good zingers just based on everything, especially rich white people. That was really funny.
That's awesome.
Because we were in Greenwood Village, and so that was like 75% of the audience. It was so funny, and laughed super hard. And what I like, and then also I'm gonna piggyback off this. A new thing a lot of comedy clubs are doing is if you want to bring your phone in, you have to put it in a locking case. that if you want to access your phone, you have to go out. They'll unlock it. You can check it. They'll lock it. You can go back in.
Wow.
And that's because people are like, comics will spend 18 months to 2 years traveling, trying to get an hour's worth of material to make a comedy special. And people leak their unfinished jokes and all this stuff. And then they're just not paying attention. And it was the first time in, I don't know, years that I hadn't checked my phone every 5 minutes. And I was forced to like be in the moment and watch and just make memories. It was great.
That's legit.
It was great. Yeah, it was really cool.
All right. That is an awesome, would love to see John Crist live. He's the man. So, anyway, let's segue over to the opposite of John Crist, which is dislikes. What are we disliking this week?
Women! Just kidding.
Oh my word, I was hoping we were finally going to get away from controversial material in this segment.
JK, I love my daughter. Come on now.
So who wants to start?
My dislike this week, literally Monday, so first day of the week. Like, I already know that I don't think there's anything else that's going to happen this week that's going to top this. I just went on Spotify, as I often do. I went to new releases, and I like to just I like to cast my line out there and see if there's any good new artists I should get into. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening to modern music? Like, seriously, like, so much of it is so awful. Like, I'm not even talking about like content. I could go on for hours about this content of music today. That it's just like, you don't even have to try to make it in the business anymore. As long as, your album cover is just like, scantily clad woman or some sort of like misspelled word for your name. Like, you don't even have to try. But one of my coworkers showed me this awesome band that basically sounds like resurrected Led Zeppelin meets like a little bit of Black Sabbath, but they have
meets jalapeno Doritos. No,
nothing is that good.
But and it sounded so amazing. I was like, this sounds like music that you should have heard like 20 years ago, like before I was old enough to even know what it was. But like that genre of just good sounding like rock, I was like, this is refreshing. But it's a new band. But anyway, dislike is just music today. Like, it's just like, it sounds so trashy and like it doesn't sound like, I don't know, it sounds weird. I don't understand it. Like, maybe I'm thankfully just barely on like the wagon of last generation's music enough to not be able to feel comfortable in like the next generation's music. But like, it doesn't sound good. I don't know why people can blare it in their car, put it in their ears and listen to it. I just don't understand it. It makes no sense. And half the time it is pointless and it sounds awful and it's degrading and it's just depressing. Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna like mine. But someone else go.
Well, my dislike.
I was gonna like yours, Joe, but then you said somebody else go.
No, you are going to.
My dislike is I had to register renew my plates for the Blazer. And Nebraska has switched to these blue plates. And there's a picture of the sower from the state capitol on there.
Yes.
But it's just a blue frame. And then you have this sower in the center that really just looks like it's dirt on the license plate. You can't tell what it is.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just like, we went from these hideous canary yellow license plates. You can see it there.
Which I do have to say, as flawed as the new design is, I do like it better.
It is better, but it's like, come on, people. We had better license plates in Wisconsin.
It's like someone like put the decal of the sower on the plate and then was like adjusting the opacity slider, and they should have set it at like 60 or 50, and they went down to like 25.
Exactly. I just living in Nebraska. I want some good plates for once. Is it too much to ask?
There is a really cool looking one of a mountain lion that looks pretty fantastic, but it makes it look like it's like, that cannot be Nebraska because it's got like awesome looking cliffs and bluffs in it. And it's like, please, we know Nebraska. It's flat and it's boring and pointless.
Jacob, we live in that part of Nebraska.
I know.
I have a hard time spending extra on my plates though. It's like, I would like vanity plates, but I'm too cheap.
Yeah, I got to though. The new plate design is a little weird. Tim, did you do yours? I can't remember.
No, I dislike the fact that sugar is in everything.
True statement.
Because like you guys know, I've lost like 80, 90 pounds this year, and just trying to.
Big ups for that, by the way.
Thank you. And then I gained like 8 pounds, and because I got like happy and started enjoying life again. And sad panda. And and so I'm trying to, and then like my best friend Alan, you know, he's diabetic, but he's also trying to lose weight. So like carbs are kind of his enemy, sort of, but like they also can save his life. It's like a really precarious relationship. Like sugar will both murder him and bring him, you know. So and so it's just irritating because like I'm going around Costco and it's like I have to buy like a $24 pack of salmon. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, oh, here's a $4 7,000 ounce bag of popcorn. Oh no, I can't eat you, jerk. So it's just sugar. It's freaking like I bought like beef sticks, Costco beef sticks, and I was super stoked. But even those had like 7 grams of sugar because they added brown sugar, and I was like, I just want some dead dried cow. Salt it and leave it. That's all I want.
It is true though. My wife and I did the Whole30 diet a while ago, and you can't have added sugar in anything when you're on that. And so when you're going through the grocery store looking specifically for the sugar content and things, you find it in all these places you don't expect.
Yeah, it sucked. So yeah,
for
that's
sure.
my dislike.
Yep. Added sugar, get out of here. It's getting in all the stuff. All right, so my dislike this week. I was at Burger King a week to a week and a half ago, and in our Burger King they have TVs all around the walls, and those TVs are always on CMT, country music television. And so half the time it'll be music videos that are on, and a particular music video came on, and that particular music video is my dislike this week. It's by Dylan Scott, and it's called My Girl, which, first of all, don't name your song that. There's only one song that gets to be named My Girl, and that is the My Girl that we all know. So if you're
Girl.
Exactly. So don't name a song My Girl and go a totally different direction and be like, yeah, but it's my thing. No, it's not. Like, you know, I'm not going to start a band, name myself Mariah Carey, and then act like I did it first, and it should be my thing. Like, just don't do that. Okay, so already I'm not liking this song because I'm like, don't call it My Girl. That's stupid. And then, okay, see, here's the deal. I have to give a clarifying statement here, which is I'm not one of those people that hates all new country, specifically even like trashy bro country. Like, I'll admit there are some songs that I just love. Like, I have Florida Georgia Line in my music and stuff like that. So I have nothing against a good trashy country music song, but that doesn't mean that the whole genre gets a pass. And this was definitely in that vein. And the whole setup of the music video is him being I know.
Sorry, I'm watching it right now.
Isn't it? It's so creepy. See, the whole setup for the music video.
It's even better when you watch it on silent, so you can't hear what's going on.
That probably goes a long way towards proving my point. It's just so uncomfortable. Like, the whole setup for the music video is him just like being like, hey, I'm a pretty boy, and staring directly into the camera, like breaking the he breaks the fourth wall for like 70% of the music video.
Look at that face.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is not the face that you want taking you out into a field by yourselves. Like, oh my God!
See, like, I exposed Jacob to this video, and it's having the same effect on him that it had on me in the Burger King.
Okay, hold on. Okay, on my screen, you are right below me, so I'm pointing down at you. That is a V-neck. It's not one of those awkward, like, new trendy, like, down to your abdomen V-necks. It's just like it's like a very subtle little V-neck. What this dude is wearing Let's look again. Let's look. Look at that. What is that?
Yeah, that's not even
What is that?
That's not even a V-neck. It's like a little kid just came up and like was pulling on his shirt collar for about 30 minutes.
Or he was in like a really stressful like situation. Just I was like, oh no, what have I done to my shirt? My whole shirt it's too big for me.
So anyway, like I said, it's super uncomfortable.
And hold on.
Oh my word, you are
fishing.
Stop.
You
are hijacking my dislike. Okay.
You might have just given me my new dislike, but it's actually connected to mine. So you had a point. Never mind. Sorry. Go on.
So as I just get struck by this initial impression of how uncomfortable it's making me, and I'm sitting there trying to mind my own business and eat my food, and Dylan Scott basically is ruining my meal because he will not stop, giving me the most invasive stare. And it's just like, stop it, dude. Like, no one wants what you are selling, and the ironic thing, that's a pretty good impression, Tim. So
that's painful. How does he just do that normally?
I don't know. Like,
I was gonna get a headache.
This is not natural. Okay.
He was like, I love you so much.
Right? See, here's the thing. Like,
Bonesaw's got you for 3 minutes.
Bonesaw is ready.
Downward to the ramp, and God be with you.
But he's trying to convince me that this song is about his girl, like quote unquote the one in the video. But then why is he staring out into the great wide world with an expression that clearly says he wants all the other girls? Everything about this video creeped me out. It's like, hey man, just can I eat my Whopper Jr. without you trying to hit on me through a TV screen, Mr. Dylan Scott? I don't like this.
You get the Cowboy Burger, Joe. You got a little bit of barbecue sauce on your lip. Let me get that for you.
Exactly. So my dislike this week, absolutely, Mr. Dylan Scott and his creepy music video for My Girl. Just hard no all the way around.
And, okay, hold on. Last thing. You know that field, like that really nice, it looks like, I don't know, maybe like, it could be like...
The field that they fought the battle in the Patriot?
Yeah, well, it looks like a really beautiful area, like really nice looking lake, trees, all that, a green field. That is the first and only time he'll probably ever actually be in a field outside, because right. he is not a country artist. That is not a country artist.
I think it's funny that you think he was actually in a field. That was CGI, bro. That was CGI.
Yes, you can't tell anymore.
Bro, I just want to go back to Starbucks now, right? It's hot out here.
Yeah.
There are bugs in the air.
there are bugs in the air, and what is that? It's flying. I don't know.
Oh, I said Brevin, no foam with 2 stevias. Oh, Maurice, they got it wrong again.
2 stevias.
Guys,
my girl.
I think my spray tan is starting to turn into an actual tan. I need to go back inside.
All right. So that's it for our likes and dislikes and thorough roasting of Dylan Scott. But I gotta say,
that dude's gonna find us and beat the crap out of us. That's what's gonna happen. He's probably got like
cute.
An older brother who's an Army Ranger. Watch. Like he's the sissy and everyone else in his family.
All right. So, but honestly, Dylan Scott, you brought it on yourself. Don't be the way that you are.
Blame your manager and your publicist, fool.
Right. All right. So with that, let's go to our end of round voting. Everybody puts up a card like the end of a round in Overwatch, and we vote yes or no on it. Who's got a card?
I've got one.
All right, Andy, what is it?
Sherlock Holmes, the best detective in literature.
This is assuming I read things. Other than clickbait articles and top 10 lists.
You can tell what I've been reading recently.
I'll vote yes for that. I think Sherlock's probably got the other detectives of literature a little edged out.
What? No Angela Lansbury Murder, She Wrote? I bet they can make a couple bucks. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Little old lady. Yeah, I'll upvote that one. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll upvote that too.
All right.
Sweet.
Savor this moment, Andy. It's the only time everyone in the room is going to be agreeing with you this week.
You know, it's very true.
Savor it. Savor it.
I can only ever get half the screen.
Oh, the feeling. Oh, it's so good. Oh, agreement.
I got mine.
All right. Go for it, Jay.
Wow. So sweet. Decorating your house for Christmas before Thanksgiving.
I'm going to say...
yes or no?
I'm going to say generally no. Just because it feels like it's sort of the natural progression of things to finish Thanksgiving dinner, and then as part of like while you got family around and stuff like that, and the transition to the next part of the holiday season, you get the decorations out, you put them up. Like that's generally how I like to do it.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Well, Thanksgiving, that's like the carbo load for the holiday season. Like you're just like, all right, this is going to be a crazy next month and a half.
Let's do this.
All right. That, you might have to edit that part out. Yikes. Alrighty then.
Yeah. No, you take down your Thanksgiving decorations on Black Friday and you put up the Christmas stuff that day, the day after. So no.
Yeah. And so I always appreciate.
Whoa, Andy, getting fancy down there.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely would have to just to back up my own card. Like it kind of bugs me when people do that, and then they act like they're like some sort of like hero for sticking up for Christmas. Like, dude, we're all gonna be in that mood eventually. Just like let us that want to enjoy it at a slower pace, aka Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Black Friday, and then Christmas. And then Thanksgiving. Then Star Wars, then Christmas. Like,
yeah.
Jacob, you decorate for Star Wars year round.
My word.
We're gonna have to hire someone just to blur these. Just to blur these.
Yes.
Just to blur these. La 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 la. I have no chill. Okay.
That's funny.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna downvote that as well. It's just too soon. You can't skip over stuff. I mean, if we're gonna murder all those delicious, delicious birds, let's give them a day. You know? Let's give them a day. Let's enjoy the murder feast. and then, you know what I mean? Because if it's gonna be like it is better to give than to receive for like an entire month and a half, well then I need a day, I need a little while just to receive copious amounts of tasty, tasty dead animal and carbs. Yeah. I'm gonna continue the food tradition. I'm just gonna say pizza. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna say pizza. My card is pizza.
Okay, but you got to be honest. Did you change your card to pizza just because you found a pizza sticker?
Yeah, duh. Yeah.
Because I mean, how are you gonna get no votes for pizza? Obviously, pizza.
It blinks. It blinks.
Okay, fine. Then I'm gonna go New York style pizza over Chicago pizza.
I'm a solid vote yes with you on that. I much prefer.
What if you have
New
it
York
really
to
like?
Chicago.
What if you probably haven't had actual New York style pizza?
Okay. New York style is gonna be thinner. Whereas the deep dish is literally like 19 loaves of bread with some salt.
It's a pizza pie.
Yeah.
Okay, I have had Chicago style. Not in Chicago, sadly, but I have had Chicago style. So that makes sense. Okay.
I think that's probably a win if you haven't found yourself in Chicago. It's a little dicey there these days. I'm just throwing that out there. Like Homeboy Creeper from the country video, he's not going to Chicago.
He's probably from Chicago. Let's face it. He's probably never seen the field.
That's why.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So, all right, word. I do love the New York style over the Chicago. That's for sure. So, I'm gonna put this out there. Here's my card. My card is pretzel buns as a superior alternative to normal buns for any sandwich. That's my card.
Yes. When I found out that was a thing, I was like, why are we eating normal bread?
Right?
Why is normal bread even an option? Why hasn't every single loaf of bread on the shelf been replaced with pretzel loaf, pretzel buns, pretzel, whatever. Pretzel baguette.
Amen.
Pretzel brioche. I don't care.
All right. So is that votes from everyone all around on pretzel buns?
Yes, yum. Now I'm hungry.
I know. Oh, good pretzel. I had a great pretzel bun hamburger the other day, and it was so good. It's probably what put it in my mind.
You need to make your macaroni and cheese again.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Oh, yes.
I make a pretzel bun cheeseburger mac and cheese. It's pretty legit.
Prove it.
Prove it. Get up here, boy. I will prove it.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. All right. Bye.
See, before I was gonna say, before Tim left, I was going to say that the stipulation is he can eat as much pretzel bun, cheeseburger, or mac and cheese as he wants, but he has to do it while sitting directly in front of a monitor playing My Girl by Dylan Scott over and over again.
Okay, hold on.
It would be worth it, Joe.
Actually, like, on the flip side, that sounds incredibly creepy. It's like
I know.
He's overly creepily can't even.
It's like 20 minutes in. This is what I look like. I'm just sweating profusely. I'm just.
Whoa! Way to commit to the bit, Tim.
I gotta clean up the floor now.
That was legit, though.
My pants are very wet now. You can't see it, but they're wet.
Hey!
Okay, all right.
Props for the commitment there, Tim. All right, everybody. That is it for this episode of the 4Stack podcast. If you're not already following us on social media, go check out our Facebook page. You can catch the podcast on iTunes or YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Hey, Joe, did you get my message?
Yes, I didn't see what it was, though. Stop it! He's literally just sending me pictures of Dylan Scott. This is horrible.
So creepy.
Why would you do this to somebody?
At least he has it as your background.
It's like that swim fan movie.
I've done nothing but love you. And with that, I'm out. Later, guys.
See you
Bye.